Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for our February webinar. Today we have Ajay with us, and he'll start shortly. I want to begin our talk today with a quick introduction about PractiTest for those of you who are not familiar with us. PractiTest is an enterprise-grade end-to-end management platform powered with QA intelligence and AI. Our platform is not just a tool, it's a comprehensive solution designed to centralize all aspects of QA work, processes, teams, tools into one shared space to increase effectiveness of your testing process and enhance visibility and insight. We started back in 2008, crafted by testers for testers. PractiTest emerged as a SaaS solution with a unique core architecture, enabling a new level of efficiency, scalability, and visibility, making it a pioneering solution for dynamic testing environments. I'm not going to go through everything, just letting you know that today our main focus is leveraging advanced and AI capabilities to optimize QA operations, accelerate time-consuming tasks, and smartly prioritize actions so you can focus on high-impact tests. We have a product-first philosophy, so we become the trusted choice for hundreds of loyal customers globally. We have logos like NCRs, NHS, Roblox, McAfee, you name it. We have a simple focus in mind, helping QA teams set a new standard of excellence and release software with confidence. You can sign up for March webinar. We have one monthly. So as we have today, we have the next month. We will have Andrew Knight with us. You can sign up via the QR code or through the link below. We'll love to have you on board. And if you want to learn more about PractiTest, here is a session live with our professionals. You can check it out and ask questions live and hear from the main personas themselves. So this is us. And Ajay, I think the floor is yours now. You can do your magic. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you can take over.
Sure. So thank
Enjoy.
you. And thank you everyone for joining in. Here is the deck, right? So today's topic is kind of a simple yet impactful topic. It is called 5 practical ways to stand out as a leader. So, when we read the title itself, there are like so many questions that could come up. Practical ways, standing out as a leader, all some powerful words there, phrases there. What does each of those mean? How can we, what is it even? And how can we implement that? And how will it benefit? Right? So I'm going to touch upon these key stuff. First, we will demystify the concept called leadership. What is leadership? What is it not? Right? The common myths. We'll have a small poll. I believe in, collective intelligence. We have so many members joining in. We'll see, how everyone thinks on that particular, phrase, word, keyword called leadership. And then we will touch upon practical growth tactics on how to stand out as a leader, focusing on self as an individual, focusing on the team, and then finally focusing on the long game instead of short-term benefits or losses. And then finally, we'll touch upon benefits of stepping up. So yeah, so thank you, PractiTest, for giving me this platform. And of course, thank you, GSpan, for giving me all the experience so that I can share you those experience stories. Feel free to take screenshots, share on social media, and my social media handle is Ajay184F, which is at the bottom left. So with that, here is your first poll. Are leaders already born as leaders, or it is a skill that they develop like any other skill? So let me know if you see the poll. Do you see the poll? Can you answer? Oh, there you are. Are leaders already born as a leader? Go ahead and vote. I can't vote being a panelist. So we'll wait for your responses. So maybe last few seconds and we'll soon see the results. Are leaders already born as leaders? Or if you think, yes, leaders are those who are already have those skill set, yes. Or if you think, no, it is a skill that can be developed, then, select no. Or if you're like, you're not sure, then maybe is your right option. Okay, so we have an option. Are leaders already born as leader? And 76% say no, leaders are not already born as leaders. It is a skill that can be developed, that can be improved on, worked on. And you're right. Leadership is also like any other skill which can be developed. With that, let's quickly go to demystifying leadership. Some questions to ponder, right? Even I'm not an expert. I just want to touch upon some key points, some key questions, leave you thinking, and then come back, right? So, are leaders already born as leaders? You answered 76% of you answered saying, no, leaders are not already born. It is kind of a skill that you can develop, and which is, I also agree. And the next question I have is, who is a leader? Many people think that if people report to you, you are a leader. Hey, I don't have anyone reporting to me, so I'm not a leader. Oh, I have 3 members reporting to me, so I am a leader. Yeah. So that is also an interesting line to think about, a question to think about. Do we become leaders if someone reports to us, like we manage them, we are their reporting manager? If that's the case, not really. You could be one individual contributor and still you can be a leader. Okay. And how is that? I will demonstrate in the upcoming slides. We will discuss about it. And then there is a question on, does your designation matter? We'll touch upon little more on how much does designation play a role in your influence as a leader. Hey, if I have the designation called as QA lead or a testing lead, a testing director, head of testing, then I can be a great leader. If I'm like a quality engineer, associate quality engineer, then I cannot influence so many folks as a leader. If you think on those lines, yeah, there is a poll coming up on that. And can leaders make mistakes? I strongly believe that leaders are no superhumans. They can also make mistakes. In fact, they will make more mistakes because most of the times they'll be taking decisions on behalf of others. They'll be taking decisions for others. They will not have the entire context about a particular situation, and they need to take quick decisions. Interesting, isn't it? They don't have full information, but at the same time, they need to take quick decisions. That is the dilemma. That is the the struggle, I would say, every leader will go through. Yeah, but it's an interesting journey as well. And is it possible to be a kind leader? An interesting question. Can you be a leader, or can you be a kind person, or can you be a kind leader? Right. So think about it. Think about all the leaders, all the managers that you have worked with, and the ones especially whom you liked, whom you loved working with. Were they kind to you, or were they like super strict, right? And saying, hey, you know what, if you want to lead, you need to be strict. You can't be kind. If you are kind, people will take advantage of you. If that is the mindset, sorry, folks, you can definitely be a kind leader. And as I mentioned, leaders are not really born as leaders. You could have some qualities of leadership, based on the surroundings, based on your upbringing, all of it. But at the same time, this is also a skill like any other skill that you can learn, develop, and exhibit. And it is not necessary that only if people report to you that you are a leader. You can be a leader anytime, any day, any moment. You can decide to be a leader and exhibit those qualities. Designation, yes, we'll go to that poll. And can leaders make mistakes? Yes, I believe that they make more mistakes. And is it possible to be a kind leader? A big yes. So with that, we have another poll question. How much does a designation play a part for you to be a leader? If you feel, hey, a lot depends on the designation, select a lot. If you say, oh no, designation is not applicable at all for being a great leader, please select not applicable. Or if you say, no, I think I'm in the middle, I feel it plays a part sometimes and it does not play a part sometimes, then to some extent is your option to be selected. So go ahead, select the poll option, and I'm excited to see the results on what is everyone thinking. We have more than 20 folks, so I'm interested in what are people thinking about this particular question. Oh my God, 81% of you are saying that to some extent, Ajay, I believe that a designation plays a part. And 19%, the exact remaining people are saying that no, it is not even applicable. Ajay, what kind of question is this? And zero of you, 0%, right? You are saying, how much does a designation play a part? It does not play a lot of part, correct? So yeah, to some extent, yeah, good one. I also believe that yes, to some extent it plays, but at the same time, it is not really important as well. Though, that's where to some extent, depending on the context, we can decide, and it plays a part. Okay, so let's get into the crux of this presentation and this session. So first, some lines about practical growth tactics. When I thought about, hey, what is leadership? How can we stand out as a leader? These lines came up. First, if you can't lead self, I believe that you can't lead others. I'm not sure about others, how they think, but I believe that to be a great leader, you need to be a great leader at leading self. You need to lead yourself first. If you can't lead yourself first, you are not organized. You can't expect to motivate or get things done from others. Okay, so if you can't lead self, you can't lead others. Leadership can be in many forms. The styles are different. You might have read about servant leadership. You might have heard about, say, maybe democratic leadership or dictatorship leadership, right? So lead from the front, lead from the back. If you follow cricket coaching, or like if you follow cricket, maybe there were few leaders who led from the front. Like if, for example, Gary Kirsten as a coach, he led maybe from the back. He's like, hey, folks, you do the work. I will support you. I'll create that environment for you to succeed. And some folks said, you will do as I say. I know the best, and, they also succeeded, no doubt about it. So leadership can be in many forms. And depending on the context, the leadership style will be more beneficial. So again, figure out what is your context first. Okay, based on that, then your leadership style can be altered a bit. And I believe you don't need a title to be a leader. You can be a leader even if you are like an intern in a company. You can be a leader Even if you are a CEO of a company, you can be a leader. If you are a middle manager, you can be a leader. If you are an engineer, you can be a leader. If you are not even working, that's also fine. You can still be a leader. So you get the point. Titles, designations, I feel, have nothing to do with leadership. Leadership is what? Leading folks, giving them a direction, getting things done in a way that everyone feels it is a common shared vision, goal, and they're happy to be part of this journey, to be part of this vision, and not feel like you are forcing them to get things done. Okay, so if people join you to solve a particular problem by their own will, based on your motivation or your vision, you're doing great as a leader. Okay, and this is the magic statement. Okay, if you want to take out one thing from this webinar, this could wait. This moment, okay, this moment you can start your leadership journey. You need not wait for New Year. You need not wait for Christmas. You need not wait for Labor Day, any day, or upcoming Sunday. Nothing. You can be a leader. You can start your leadership journey at this moment. The moment you decide, yes, I'm going to be a leader from now, yes, your leadership journey starts. Oh, really? Yes. Okay. And when you get on this journey, first of all, you will feel a little awkward because change is hard. I like Robin Sharma's quote. He says, change is difficult at the start, messy in the middle, and maybe awesome at the end. So yeah, people will first ignore you, make fun of you, then fight you, and later follow your style. There is a quote also on similar lines, correct? So people first ignore you. Hey, he's doing something, she's doing something odd, right? They'll just ignore you, and then they'll make fun of you, and then they will fight you. No, you cannot be doing this. And then they'll say, no, I think you're right. All of us will follow it, right? So this will happen. Okay, so these 5 points, think on these lines. And then, okay, how do we get started? Okay, how do we get started to stand out as a leader? What do we need to do now? See, in this webinar also, right, I did not want to talk a lot about theoretical stuff like, hey, what is leadership? What are the different styles of leadership? The pros and cons of each leadership style. No, I did not want to talk. I wanted to say, okay, someone has decided they'll be a leader from now, this moment, right? What do they need to do? That is what I want to focus on this webinar, so that right after this webinar, you can straight away go ahead and say, yes, now I am on this journey and I will not stop till my goal is achieved. Okay. So first thing, self, for yourself, you need to be organized. Now, what does being organized mean? Your work desk, your house, your room, your office cubicle, your office cabin, think about it. Whatever you need, is it there at the right place so that you can get it at the right time? Okay, answer that question. Next, are there unnecessary things around you which you can throw away or dispose of, or park it somewhere else? Okay, so you have taken care of what is needed, you have it nearby. What you don't need, you have gotten rid of. And then finally, can you get the information, have them at your fingertips? Like if someone says, hey, project number C, I want to know what's happening in week number 2. Can you get that information like this? Or will you say, project C, am I the lead for it? Am I the manager for it? Right. So then you're like super disorganized. So, work on that. And finally, be yourself. Here is a secret. No one can beat you at you being you. Right? Even Neville Ravikant says, be authentic and get better at it. No one can beat you at being you. They can copy you to some extent. They can take maybe the slides. They can maybe take your style. They can't copy you as is, correct? and to get a replica of yourself, it will take many people, and then maybe very remote chance, right? So authenticity cannot be copied. So be authentic. Be yourself with your share of mistakes. Be yourself with your share of strengths. Be yourself with your style. Okay, so that is for focusing on yourself to stand out as a leader. Don't try to copy someone saying, oh, whether they like it or not, you cannot sustain it for long unless it comes from within you, right? So focus on yourself. Try to be yourself as much as possible. Okay, and then once you have organized the self part, next comes the team part. Think of it, we spend most of our time working with people, not machines, people. So work well with people. And how do we do that? Empathy should be the secret. If someone makes a mistake and you are called to investigate that, 9 out of 10 times our mindset is, I know this person always makes mistakes. Now let me go correct this person. Let me give a good hearing to this person. And you start shouting. And then what does that person give back? Defensive answers. I did what I knew. The process was not right. I was not trained. The other person did not cooperate. All of it. And with two defensive people attacking each other, the discussion goes nowhere. But instead, approach it with empathy and approach it with the mindset that the other person is right. Give them the benefit of doubt. The other person is right. Go approach any such problem with that kind of a mindset. How you'll approach is, oh, hey, XYZ, I see that there has been a mess and a miss. How can we correct it for now? And how can we avoid it in the future? See, straight away you're talking, how can we? And not like, why did you mess up? And how will you avoid? That person, first of all, will not accept that they messed up and forget about how can we prevent or how will you prevent. They, first of all, they should accept the mistake, right? To come up with a solution or an idea to prevent such mistakes. They'll not even agree. They'll not even accept that they made the mistake. Now, where are you going with this discussion, correct? So, but then if you go saying, hey, I understand that there has been a miss. I take ownership of that, because standing out as a leader means taking extreme ownership. There's a book called as Extreme Ownership by Willink and one more person. Please read that. So when you go into these kind of discussions saying, hey, how can we prevent? What can we both learn from it? The discussion has now shifted to 1 versus 1, 2. It has now shifted to we both versus the problem, correct? And usually it is a more productive discussion. And when you work well, when you work with people, always think how to add value continuously. How can I make this person's life, more valuable? Like, how can I add more value? What can I do to help them achieve their goals? I strongly believe, and I have seen it, that the more you help others achieve their goals, they help you achieve your goals. Okay, so unfortunately, not many follow it. Everyone thinks, how can I achieve my goals? How can I, do ABC? Hey, help others do ABC. Automatically, they'll help you do ABC. No, Ajay, but they will get the promotion. They'll get the recognition. Again, as I told, don't play the short-term game. Play the long-term. Okay, and biggest mistake is that going with the mindset that the other person is wrong and you're always right. Don't do that. And finally, I keep telling this often that communication, communication as a skill is something that will help your career stand or like extend for a long time, or will cut your career in half if you don't know to communicate well. Learn to answer the next logical question without someone asking you, okay, whenever you are conveying a message, and take the next logical action. Now that you know the answer to the next logical question, someone will tell you to take a action, correct? So whatever is that next logical action, go ahead and take it, right? It is okay to say, sorry, I stepped on my line, rather than saying, oh, do you have the permission to do this? It's okay. It's okay to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. Okay, it is a wonderful tip. Understand different personality types. There is a link called bit.ly/16 who am I. Do take this test when you are a bit relaxed, and you will figure out that there are different personality types. And then you'll realize, oh, no wonder that person behaves differently than how I expect them to behave, right? Some like long emails, some like short emails, some like in bullets. Why is that? Even if you ask someone to plan a trip, someone will say, okay, I'll go to this place on this day and I'll explore stuff. Someone will say, I will leave house at 4:45 a.m. I'll have these many people accompanying me. These are the people, these are the roles assigned to them. This is the budget. We'll come back at this time. We'll have a breakfast at this time, lunch at this time. They have planned everything. Someone else in the same team, they would have said, yeah, sure, we'll go there. We'll go to New York, we'll celebrate, come back. And that's their one-line plan. And it's a practical plan also. I mean, you can't blame them. It's their personality type, right? So don't expect everyone to behave like you. And that you will understand once you are aware that there are different people having different personality types. And of course, gratitude. Be grateful, folks. Write thank you emails. It costs nothing, but it feels good to both you as well as the recipient. Okay, I'll show you a few examples on how to write, how to be very specific, not like a generic copy paste email that you send to 200 people and everyone says, oh yeah, Ajay sent me also a thank you email. He had copy pasted your name in my thank you email. Don't make that kind of a mistake, right? And following up, don't let anyone follow up. Hey Ajay, you said you will do this. Have you done it? When can I expect? Don't let that happen. You respond on time, you prepare, you plan, and all of it, right? So don't let anyone follow. Okay, that is a secret. And the worst mistake that anyone can do is saying, I forgot. Saying I forgot is kind of the easiest and the hardest or the impactful mistake that one could make. If you say I forgot, that means you did not care when I asked you to remember it, correct? So yeah, never say I forgot. Not like if you've forgotten, just say I forgot, but never get into that situation where you have to say I forgot. Okay, so these are some of the tactics that you can implement right away. You don't need a permission from your boss. You don't need a company change. You don't need a designation change to apply any of these, correct? So with that, one more powerful tip: close threads. Close the open threads that you open, close the threads that have been handed over to you, close the threads that have been going on for some time. First of all, to close the threads, you need to note down the threads. What is a thread? Any task, any thought is a thread that you need to act on. Like, for example, I need to create a timeline PPT for a particular event. So I write it, hey, timeline. Oh, I need to submit docs for my tax. Yes. I need to update a form for my reimbursement. I need to talk with these folks for their certifications. I need to invite people for dinner. I need to interview Saurabh. And then I need to give deliverables for worker friends. I need to create slides for worker friends. Okay, this is my to-do list, kind of to-do list, but it's not just task, but it's also everything that I'm thinking. Okay, so how it happens is you note down the threads like this. Okay, put some rough sized box based on, tax docs doesn't need much, so it takes a smaller box. interview, Saurabh might go 2-3 lines. So I'll draw a bigger box, right? And update them daily. So start of the day, it could be like this. And as the day progresses, it could go like this. And I could even add newer threads and close out, strike out the threads that have been completed, correct? And then the next day, when I need to again write down the threads, I will refer the previous day's threads, and whichever have been completed, I remove it and I start from whatever is left and the newer threads that come during the day. So close and update everyone, and some may open new threads as well. That's fine. Like for example, when I interviewed Saurabh, I realized, Saurabh is not the right fit. I need to select Rakesh. That is done. I've selected Rakesh, but I have not sent the offer letter. So then it's like pending task. I have completed the work of friends slides, but I have not emailed. So that's the work of friends deliverables. I have not got it. I need to remind them. So I'll remind them on 21st Feb, right? At tax docs, I need to talk to a CA at 7 p.m. like this, correct? So this way I keep, and dinner invite S rejected, M&A accepted, right? So you see, I don't use my brain to store stuff. I use my brain mind to think. Many people do the reverse. They use mind to store stuff, and then they say, I forgot. Of course you will forget. Mind is not for storing stuff. It's for thinking. Think, right? So this is how you can open and close, and open, track, and close threads like a pro. Okay. How to stay organized? This is a screenshot from an Excel sheet, with grid lines off. And when you expand each of these, you kind of get, some bullet points like this. For example, this is a checklist for a delivery manager. If you are a delivery manager, what are the things that you will work on? You will work on onboarding, you will work on margins for your projects, you will work on appreciations from client or the appreciations that you want to give to your team members. You will work on project demos, you will work on project handover, like when projects get over, you'll work on those, creating some project handover documents, reviewing them. You will work on people who complain about IT issues, their laptop issues, not able to connect to internet, mic is not working, speaker is not, IT issues. There'll be a skill gap analysis. You would have hired someone, they're thinking JavaScript is good, but then they're not good at maybe Cypress, Test Cafe, and stuff like that. There's a skill gap. Project needs something. You have hired for someone else for some other skill. So there's a skill gap, right? You would want to do case studies for the good work that you have done. Some people might go on maternity leave. As a manager, you need to take care of that. There'll be a new joinee. There'll be a new requirement. There'll be escalations, how much ever you try to avoid. You need to take care of one-on-ones. You need to do appraisals. You need to also ensure weekly reports are sent to client. You need to take interviews, approve, disapprove, leave requests, take care of the devices, take care of the resignations. And what if people perform poorly? That is also under your bucket, right? So there's so much to handle as a leader. The trick is to stay organized. Have a checklist, what to do, right? Try to replace yourself through documents, right? If you don't have a checklist to replace yourself, that means you cannot be promoted. As simple as that. Being grateful. How to be grateful? Write some personalized, heartfelt thank you messages. So this I wrote to the onboarding team. I said, hey, good morning. From my recent trips, I noticed two things. The flights where we were welcomed with a smile, assisted with the seats or luggage, versus I don't care, go get in attitude displayed. 99% of the times, the first experience was better overall. I couldn't stop myself from comparing the importance of this team to the above experiences. Thank you to each one of you in making the new joiner feel welcome, get a sense of belonging, feel safe, and settle in smoothly. Every act of ours as a team is building or breaking the brand G-Span. So thank you very much once again, and wishing you a great April ahead. It's like last year, I wrote, right? This one is like at the end of the year, 2022 has been an exciting year. Think of how specific I get into stuff like, hey, non-stop ad hoc calls, handling escalations, ensuring margins, raising flags. I wish you all this. Okay, let's take G-Span to greater heights in 2023, right? So this way, when you when you are specific, you're spending time writing this email, sending it out, then people also appreciate that, oh, this is not like oh, it's a thank you month, let's thank whoever I see in the lobby, right? So no, it's not. It's like, oh, this person has taken effort. This person really, really means it. And yeah, thank you so much. And when this happens, right, the chain of your network grows, and they will be ready to help you anytime you ask for help. And it's mutual. You will also be ready to help, right? So be grateful. It costs nothing, but the returns are very high. You get peace of mind as. Okay, how do we get information at fingertips? Now, if you see master sheet, I have a master sheet for everything. One Excel sheet per project. Everything related to that project is in that Excel sheet. Everything related to my family is in that family master sheet. Everything related to Abhivas, the app, is in this master sheet. About weekend testing, it's here. About the project leader master sheet, it's here, right? And these are all the different tabs in an Excel sheet. For example, I track my finances, I track my schedule, right? So I do mentoring, I forget. I meet so many people, I forget who's who. So I have a mentoring schedule, when to meet whom, what are they coming with, right? And this is for my work, most of it like, hey, what are the open threads now? All the employees' details, who is on permanent work from home, what are the annual awards that we need to give, who needs to be given H1B. So everything in one Excel sheet, not like I am not going to touch 20 different sheets to manage maybe 300, 350 people. It's one Excel sheet with multiple tabs. Correct? So you always open that sheet, you go to the tab. For example, I need to work on whoever has resigned. So I'll go to the resignations and exit tab, figure out what I need to work on, update it, out. Correct? So that way. So information is at fingertips. Now there is a practice test webinar. I'll go to my webinars master sheet, go to practice test tab, work on whatever is needed. I'm done. Right? Now, as I told, practical growth tactics, play the long game. And how do you play the long game? First, experiment. Experiment a lot. Only then you will gain experience. Now, what is experience, right? Experience, there's a beautiful quote. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you expected. You expected something, you did not get that whatever you expected, but what you got instead, that is experience, correct? So experiment to gain experience, experiment to know your limits, experiment to find new partners to collaborate, right? Have a mentor. Oh, Ajay, mentors are costly. I don't see an ROI. Then you are not with the right mentor. Mentors are always those who can give you different perspectives, can tell you whether whatever you're doing right now is a natural thing, or you're spending too much time worrying about stuff, or you're going on a different track. Okay. Mentors help you to understand perspectives. They help you broaden your understanding because they've already gone through this, correct? They could be even good sparring partners. They help you prevent traps, and they showcase your work well. They help you showcase your work well. See, finally, end of the day, you have to do the hard work. Okay, there's no doubt about it. But they will help you present it well. And when you stand out as a leader, trust me, you will have a fulfilling life. You will not worry about short-term fights, short-term losses. Okay, you will lose the battles, you will win the war. You will gain long-term. You will have balance. You will feel real good, silence. You will be okay with silence. You will be okay with promotions. You will also be okay with no promotions. You will be okay with money. You will not be okay. You'll be okay with no money as well, right? You will also get a lot of growth in addition to money. You see, many people think great career means great job means great money. No, it's not just that. Having a great manager, having a great mentor, having a good work culture, having an impact of what you do to the overall result, having great colleagues, having a great goals to work on, learning that happens, throughout your job timeline, the experiences that you get, the peace of mind that you have, right? So you'll have a fulfilling life if you stand out as a leader. And then finally, that impact shows. People look up to you fearlessly. They tell you the truth, and then more collaboration happens. They love to work with you. They want to be associated with that energy, right? And what are the benefits? Tangible, intangible. They remember you. Okay, very, very simple, very easy. They remember you. For opportunities, they think of an opportunity and they'll be like, oh yeah, hold on. That's the person I want this opportunity to go to. Your managers will remember you. They trust you to deliver. Okay, you don't have to build that trust. But again, with every work, you build or erode that trust. Okay. So they trust you to deliver before you even complete it. You will get more money, you will get more promotions, you will get to work on high value projects. Job opportunities, people move on from the current companies, right? But they still refer you. They would want you to work on the newer companies. They want you to work with them. They want to hire you and they recommend your work to others, right? So more job opportunities. Learning. You will be getting more and more opportunities to learn because you are experimenting and you're gaining experience, correct? So you are getting more opportunities to learn. You are getting more opportunities to upskill. And finally, you will partner with others. See, I experiment a lot and I've worked with so many people. I worked with Rahul Parwal, Shoaib, Mahati, Anandita, Apurva, you name it, I've worked with them, right? So it's kind of when you experiment and the energy vibes match, you will get to work with more and more people. You learn a lot. Recognitions, as I said, the money, the awards, the greater responsibilities come to you. With that, I want to, kind of take a break, take some questions. And meanwhile, there's a poll. Are you ready to stand out as a leader? You saw what's a leader, right? So someone who takes extreme ownership, networks well, organized, all of that. So here is your poll. Are you ready to stand out as a leader? The options are like absolutely, maybe, oh Ajay, not it. And waiting for the results. Excellent. 81% say absolutely they are ready to stand out as a leader. Okay, my job is done. I have I'm happy at this percentage. The two people which constitute the 13% who said maybe, yeah, let's discuss more why you think maybe and not absolutely. The one person who says not yet, I'm happy to work with you and then help you reach to maybe or to an absolutely level, right? So yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, with that, I would like to end this kind of a summary slide of what I do other than work. I run Happy Book Reading. The link is there, bit.ly/AJHPR2024 has more details. I run weekend testing. You can ping weekend testing on Skype to know more. I do workshops and I mentor as well people on testing, leadership, public speaking, problem solving, and life in general. So that's about me. Thank you very much. And I'm happy to take more questions, comments, your thoughts, and discuss, right? So yeah, thank you very much, May. And yeah, open for everyone to ask questions. I'm looking at Q&A tab.
Thank you, Ajay. And yeah, we're taking questions now. Let's start with question number 1. How much of management and team support is essential to stand out as a leader?
So management and support is like your designation. In some context, it is absolutely necessary. In some context, you don't need that support. You can just go ahead and stand out as a leader. And as and when you stand out more and more as a leader, the management will continue to or start to support you. So don't worry too much that, oh, first you need a support and then you will stand out as a leader. It's the other way. First you stand out as a leader, the management will notice, ignore, then see that whether you're consistent or not, and then they will help you. Okay, here is a question. How to build habit of asking logical question, which is as straightforward as building your skills, your logical skills, right? So working with people who are good at asking questions, who are good at observing stuff, who are able to connect stuff, think logically, spend more time with them, and soon you'll figure out that, oh, it's so easy. What happens next? What will happen? What could happen? What if this happens? So that's all your questions which you can touch upon to get better at thinking. What could be the next logical question, right? So yeah. With that, there's one more question. It says, you mentioned you can be a kind leader. How important is it? And can you be too kind? Yes, sometimes you can be too kind and taken for a ride. But yeah, that's where always put people through the process, through the systems. Take help of the systems. Let systems guide you. Let the processes, policies guide you, and take help of others as well on the team. So when you are like biased or too kind to someone, the process will control and then get everyone under the same blanket of the process.
I
Do
think
you
when
have
you ask for help, your team is also, they feel connected. They feel like you're a good leader as well. So it's two-way.
right? Do you have any recommendation of metrics that would be good for a QA lead or manager to maintain information at your fingertips? See, you just have to take a blank sheet of paper, pen, and then think, what are all the questions that you get asked as a QA lead or a manager? Now, once you get to that list of questions, now think, do I have answers to all these questions or not? If you don't, put all of those as different tabs, like group those, right? Hey, my management will ask about people. What will they ask about? Whoever joined, whoever is already working, and whoever is leaving the project, correct? What will they ask? They'll ask about the salary, they'll ask about the project margin, they'll ask about the skill set of the people, and maybe they'll ask about the location of the people. So do I have that data? No, collect it. So that way you ask every question, and then the next logical question to every question saying, do you have the data or you don't have? If you have, great, put it in the Excel. If you don't, get that data in an Excel and you're all set. And thereby you'll have information at your fingertips. How to deal with someone who thinks QA is the sole gatekeeper of the quality, how to encourage involvement of QA from the early stages. See, two parts of this question. First part, you can refer to Michael Bolton's blog post called Testers Get Out of Quality Assurance Business. So that way, you'll have more ideas on how QA cannot be the gatekeeper of quality. And how to encourage involvement of QA from the early stages is if you add value to every meeting that you get into, then people will realize that, oh, this person should be there in every meeting. Many a times, QAs or testers got chances to attend those meetings, but they did not contribute anything. They were just there and then they came out. So then people thought, why call them? They're anyways not contributing, right? So that's where we kind of lost the seat on the table, right? So as I told, add value continuously to every task that you do. When you do that, you will be called. The meetings will be paused till you come to the meeting, right? The meetings will be rescheduled because your calendar is busy. So they'll make time for you. So it is all about one line, which is add value to people. And if you add value, then people will call not just in the testing phase, but even in the first phase as well.
One more question.
Yeah. Is it possible to delegate too much as team members show leadership? Yes. The very skill of a good leader is creating more leaders. Okay, so if you see that there are more and more people who are becoming leaders, that means fantastic. You are succeeding as a leader. If you go on a vacation and the project still continue, so that means you are doing a great job as a leader. Yeah, so replace yourself with the document and you're on track. How can QA person contribute to a project at the initial phases of a project? Asking questions, making notes, highlighting the discrepancies, highlighting the risk areas, highlighting the things that are not clear, documenting stuff, creating tools, coming up with test data, organizing the testing machines, coming up with probable set of bugs, coming up with a competitor review, coming up with the right set of tools to help you. There's so many stuff that you can help with. How do you manage your time to do so many things, even during the weekends? Thanks to my family who take care of everything, right from food, clothes, and everything, so that I can focus on these. Need to connect with you. Quick connect post this session. Sorry, not possible. You just send me a message or on LinkedIn, right? Connect with me on LinkedIn, and yeah, we'll be able to schedule stuff. Okay.
Ajay, thank you so much for this session, for your insights, and thank you everyone who joined us. I think we learned a lot today. And you can check out the recording on our website shortly after. Have a great rest of the day, rest of the evening, whenever you are around the world. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks, man. Thanks, Practice. Bye-bye.